Hey there. Thanks for joining this little call where it's just you and me together. And I'm going to share a little bit with you about the whole Unicity Feel Great system business. And you can decide if you think it's a fit for you or not. I want to tell you like what it actually entails to join as a partner and maybe just a little bit about my personal story so that you have a bit more information on the behind the scenes of this whole thing. Quite frankly, I've never really done a business like this. I've spent 23 years of my life being a hairdresser, 24 years being a hairdresser, and have absolutely loved that career path. Transactional income is my only complaint. If I do your hair, you pay me. If I didn't do your hair, I didn't get paid. If I was on vacation or something, that was the only bummer, but I didn't really pay much attention to it because I felt like I was making people's day and it was a creative outlet and I loved the conversations. And as time went on, I kind of found myself in a place where I just felt like there was an itch, like there was something more I needed to be doing. And I wanted to help more people and on a bigger scale. And part of that was due to the fact that my father, who is in this picture here with my kids, my father passed away from colon cancer. He got diagnosed at age 58, which was just an absolutely tragic blow to my family. And when we went through the process of his cancer diagnosis, and treatments, I learned a lot. And I came to find out that so many of the things that my dad was struggling with prior to the cancer diagnosis were really warning signs telling us that there was something wrong. And I wish I would have paid attention to those things or known that they were warning signs. I kind of just thought they were normal things, high cholesterol, high fluctuating weight situation, blood sugar. I didn't even know it was blood sugar at the time. I just knew that he was always on a diet, you know. He dealt with high blood pressure. He had a skin issues. He had psoriasis. So many different issues that I just didn't think much of because personality wise, he was fantastic. And, you know, he was handling all of it with his doctor. And now I know that there were things that he could have been doing. So when that happened with my dad and I realized that I needed to actually care about my health and dive deeper into it personally so I could stick around for my kids, the whole preventative healthcare came into play. And that included some intermittent fasting, which seemed pretty hard to me at the time. So I went down this journey of how could I better protect my body, adding more fiber into my diet, intermittent fasting, and really the Feel Great system. My brother introduced me to it, and it made all of that easier. And I loved the simple structure of the system. And if you've been using the system and you like it, then you know what I'm talking about. But maybe you've never even heard about this whole Feel Great system. Maybe you're a health coach or you are already in the field of helping people in some way. And you just wonder if this is something you might be able to add to what you're already doing. Maybe. So I'm going to show you a little bit about it. I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to just talk to you casually because I decided a couple years ago, almost 2 years ago, that I was going to actually invest. I was going to buy a franchise, a Unicity franchise, and have my own little preventative healthcare company and see how many people I could help and how many lives I could reach. And I was hoping that I could make some extra money on the side. I was still doing hair at the time. And I worked at this very part-time in the beginning. And I built to the point where I actually was able to quit doing hair in January. And while I miss many parts of it, this is allowing me to help so many more people. And now my hopes for making a couple extra $100 a month, maybe a couple $1,000 a month, have just blown me away. I feel weird talking about money stuff, but I know that that probably interests you on some level at least. I mean, maybe the biggest thing for you is impacting lives. Maybe the biggest thing for you is paying the bills. And great news, this kind of covers both because I've gotten to a point where I have seen some pretty awesome paychecks and on a regular basis. And I've been able to make, you know, 5, 10, $15,000 a month consistently for a very long time now. And I've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of people along the way. So I'm going to break it down for you and give you a quick once over, and you can decide if this might be a fit for you. This isn't something that I've just been successful with. This is something that I've been able to help a lot of people be successful with. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Sorry, bear with me while I present it to you because I want you to kind of see a little bit about how this works. So if you're just looking at this chart, you're just taking a little glance at it. Look at these different issues, symptoms, diagnoses that you see on these little alien arms. And if you were at a family reunion with both your family's, parent sides, how many people would you say are dealing with one or more of the things that you see here? And you may not even know what insulin resistance is. We'll talk about that in a minute. But how many of these things has one or more people there dealt with? Now, keep that number in mind. Maybe you have a super fit family. And if that's the case, that's awesome. What about just being at the grocery store, Walmart, Target, something like that? About how many people would you say are struggling with one or more of these things? Maybe you even see yourself on this chart. Okay. And if you're thinking that number's relatively high, well, then you would be right and totally normal for you to think that, because the reality is that the most recent study showed that in America, this is true in a lot of the world, but especially here in America, we're seeing that 93% of people have bad or damaged metabolic health, which leaves only 7%, a measly 7% that have good cardiometabolic health. So if you're in the 7% of good, then congratulations. That is so awesome. There are a lot of people who are struggling. And so if you're one of the ones that's struggling, there is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not lacking willpower. You just have been set up for failure in a lot of ways. Okay. And so has everyone. So what we found is really good news, a solution to this. And there are people who maybe don't feel like they identify with anything on this chart, but they are struggling in other ways. They deal with anxiety or depression. Maybe their waist circumference has gotten bigger. They've just noticed that their middle seems to be thickening. Okay. Maybe you have acne or psoriasis or eczema or IBS. You may be looking at somebody that you think is totally fit, and little do you know, they deal with all kinds of bowel issues. You may be struggling with that constant and persistent need to snack, and you're always thinking about what you're going to eat next, kind of an insatiable hunger. And for most of us, when we're dealing with this, we're kind of embarrassed about it. We think, I just ate a couple hours ago. Why am I hungry again? Or we think, yeah, everyone eats every couple hours. That's how we're supposed to keep our metabolism up, right? Well, wrong, because unfortunately, that mentality has increased our insulin and caused insulin resistance, which has caused all of these metabolic problems. This insulin resistance problem is the biggest problem that we're seeing globally when it comes to our metabolic health. The good news is that the solution that we have has been studied extensively. So it was launched by Rexall Drugs a long time ago, been studied by reputable organizations like the Cleveland Clinic and the University of Sydney. Over a dozen clinical trials have been done to show that it works. And if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to just briefly go over it. But what's fantastic about this is that it is affordable for literally everyone. And I'm going to show you how. The UNICITY and the balance are the two parts of this Feel Great system. Okay. And this is a month supply. And a month supply comes with 3 drinks a day. Okay. Now, before you go thinking that this sounds like a gimmick or this sounds like it is too good to be true, stay with me for just a second because I want to show you how simple this is. When you wake up in the morning, you simply sip on this Unimate. It's a yerba mate concentrate that has high levels of a plant vitamin called chlorogenic acid. It kind of makes you forget about food. Makes skipping breakfast, which is kind of how we recommend you take it. There are modifications, but for the most part, that's what people do. They skip breakfast and they sip on this tea. This allows you to become insulin sensitive and start burning through some of your fat storage. And it makes it easy to do that. Then you're going to have your lunch and dinner. And before your heaviest meal of the day, you'll have Balance, which is the second product. This is a fiber blend. This is not your grandma's fiber blend, and this is not an over-the-counter fiber blend. This has over 7 different forms of plant fiber. All of them do different things, lowering triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, feeding, flourishing, fertilizing your gut microbiome, and helping balance blood sugars. It is fantastic. You drink 2 of these unimates, these yerba mate concentrates a day, and sometimes I'll drink 2 in the morning before lunch, and other times I save one for the afternoon. If you get snacky in the afternoon or you want to get back into fat burning mode, then it's a great time to drink your second unimate. This is how simple the system is. We're not calorie restricting and excessive exercise. We just simply add in a lot of what is missing from our modern day processed food diet. And even people who are eating lots of fruits and vegetables and feel like they're doing pretty dang healthy things, even those foods have been processed. They are bigger and sweeter than they've ever been. And this is going to replenish what is missing. So if you're skeptical, let me tell you that both of these products by name are listed in the PDR, the physician's desk reference. Now, I didn't even know what that was. So that didn't mean a whole lot to me, but some of you know what that is, and you know that's a big deal. And for those who don't know what this is a book that contains every medication under the sun. You can look up the medication, you can see how it works and what it does and what its side effects are. And both Unimate and Balance by name are listed in this book, even though they're not medicine. First of all, it shows that they can be taken alongside any medication. But second of all, it shows that they are effective. And so when I first had my husband take this into his doctor and tell her that he was going to get off his statin and he was going to use this system to get off his statin medication, she said, "It sounds like a scam. I've never heard of it." And he said, "Well, it's in the PDR." And she was able to look it up and said, "I've never heard of it, but I guess give it a try and let's see what happens." And now my husband is down 25 pounds and off his statin completely by using this system. So it's pretty awesome. The other thing that you need to know is the studies are proof of how effective it is. We have a study showing that it lowers blood sugar 34 to 37%, which brings your insulin down significantly. Now, for those of you that know about the common drug metformin, which is usually what's prescribed if your blood sugars start creeping up, metformin has a 27 to 30% efficacy. That's how well it works and how well it lowers blood sugar. This is 34 to 37%. So this is stronger than the leading medications in giving you decreased blood sugar spike, which will lower insulin. The Unimate, I love showing this one because people say, well, can't I just do some intermittent fasting with water? And you can, absolutely. And you will have results from just using water. But if you're going to fast anyway, you might as well supercharge it with Unimate, because when the control in this study was water, and when people drank Unimate during their fast, and we're talking about not a long fast, it can be a long fast, but even just through breakfast, this increases your body's production of the GLP-1 hormone by 60 to 70%. So probably everyone you know is using one of these weight loss injections. Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, tirzepatide, maybe even you've been using one, okay? They're very common. And the reason they're so common is because most people are deficient in this GLP-1. And those medications are a synthetic version. This gets your body to produce more of that hormone naturally. So you're going to get more of the effects naturally without any concern for side effects. And I just love that about it. Some people use it alongside their medication and then ease off their medication. And other people have chosen to do this instead, and they've had phenomenal results. So we have a lot of proof from the science side, but we also have a lot of proof from the real people side. Incredible testimonials and stories. And I'm just going to make those bigger to talk through them just really quick with you. So this is my brother's friend, Cody, who lost 52 pounds on the protocol, and it cleared up his IBS and depression and totally changed his life. This is my friend, Katie. Katie, I just cannot believe how insane and awesome her story is. I mean, she went from being pre-diabetic on thyroid medication and metformin for 20 some odd years, diagnosed with PCOS, Now her A1C is totally normal. Her cholesterol is balanced. Her PCOS symptoms are gone, and she has lost 100 pounds naturally with no side effects, simply eating the foods she wants to eat. It's incredible. This is Roe. Her A1C went from a 14 point, or excuse me, 14 to a 5.9. So for anybody who doesn't know, 14 is type 2 diabetic. And now she's in the pre-diabetic range and continuing to U-turn her way out of a bad situation. Most doctors will manage your diabetes. Roe is reversing hers. Katie reversed hers. She made a U-turn by managing insulin. It's so incredible. So I just want to show you what it would mean to actually join as a partner. Because you're like, okay, I get it. The product's awesome. But how do I do this? What does it look like? What's the catch, right? So here is how you join. And by the way, there isn't really a catch. This is just all pretty awesome. So we have 5 patents on this. It cannot be copied. There is nothing like it on the market. We have clinical studies proving that it works. It's safe and guaranteed. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee. We actually recommend that you do lab tests so that you can see for yourself the proof in how well it works. But if for any reason you're unsatisfied, you can just get your money back. It's in over 50 countries, and we know how to sell it. And I'd be willing to bet that nobody you know really knows about this, or very few people have heard about it. But this will end up being something that everybody has heard of because there is such a big problem and it works so well. And so you could be part of what tells them about it. And if you want to add this to an existing business that you already have, then I want to show you how you can do that. Okay, so what this business model is called, I had never really heard of before. It's called a digital franchise, and it is better than affiliate marketing. It's better than network marketing. It's better than franchising, and it has some components of all of those things, which I think you'll see here in a second. So the way that we get paid is by referring customers. Okay, so it's kind of like affiliate marketing. If I share an affiliate link, then I get paid when somebody purchases through it. But what's really cool about the way that it's done in this company is when you refer somebody to the system, you get paid $20 to $25 every time they order. Every month they order, no matter where they live. If they buy in Texas today and then they move to Europe, the next time they order, it's still got a digital tag linking it to you, and you make money every time they order. And when they love the system and they start telling their friends about it, they refer people to it using their referral link, and they get product credit for referring people. But you get paid on all of those customers. So I have customers all over the world now that I've never heard of, that have probably never heard of me, but they got referred to the system, that I'm making money on every one of their orders. This is residual income. This is income that I'm making while I sleep oftentimes. Okay. So this alone is amazing. You could stop here. You could just decide that you're going to share a link about this, and whoever buys, you'll make the commission on, and stop there. But if you really want to maximize your earning potential, you can do the second part of this, which is referring partners. And really what this is like, hey, I know people and I am doing my best to get the word out about this, but there are people that you know that I don't know. There are people that you have influence over that I do not have influence over. And so rather than you referring everybody to me, what if you open your own little preventative healthcare company and you start referring people and you make the $25 every time somebody buys? But because I have a vested interest in you doing well, I want to help you be great at this. I want to teach you everything I know and everything that's working for you and give you all of the things that have helped me be successful. And so the company pays me a commission on all of my partners' customers. Okay. So all my partners, they're going to make the lion's share of the money on their own customers. They're going to get the $20 to $25. But the company is going to pay a payout on your partner's customers. This is where it's like franchising. And this is a genius business model because this is a way for you to have leveraged income where it's not just on you to make the sale. You can teach other people how to educate and bless and benefit people's health, and this will come back to you. So pretty incredible. Now, if you have been using the Feel Great system and you see yourself using it for the foreseeable future, then joining as a partner is kind of a no-brainer. If you have more than one person in your household that's using the Feel Great system, joining as a partner is kind of a no-brainer. I'm going to show you why in just a second here. If you've never tried it, then I'm going to show you why now is a perfect time to get started. Because right now, if you decide that you want to join as a partner, you buy what's called a business in a box. It's $15.49, which is essentially 10 Feel Great sets for the price of 9. Okay. So it's $1,700 worth of product that you're getting for $15.49. Okay. So this is a one-time investment. Most of the time, people just order through my link and get their product shipped direct from the manufacturer all over the world. But when you first start out, you are being handed some product. And this is a huge benefit to you because you want to get people going. These are starter kits. These have the brand new diamond bottle. These are meant for first-time customers. And you want to get this in the hands of people right away, first of all, to recoup your investment. You can sell these kits and you can make your investment back in a week if you want. And you will start building stories. By purchasing this 10-pack, you automatically unlock the ability for you to get paid commission when somebody orders through your link. So this is how you start making money when people purchase. But you're also building stories. Okay. So when you sell your 10-pack or have people order through your link, you're going to start building stories. You might have a personal experience, but you need more firsthand experiences like the ones I just shared with you that you can share with others. And so that's what this 10-pack will help you do. It'll get you really good at helping other people on the system. You also, with this investment, you get the mentoring and tools. We are going to teach you how to be excellent at this. We're going to do product mentoring. If you feel like, well, I don't know that I could explain how this works, don't worry. We're going to teach you how. If you don't feel like you're good at business, don't worry. We're going to teach you how. If you're worried about social media, maybe you've never done social media, I understand. I hear you. I feel you. I didn't have an account before I started this on TikTok, and here I am doing that every day now. I was trained and shown exactly what to do. And I followed a very prescribed pattern and it worked. And now I'm reaching people all over the world. Okay. But some of you aren't interested in social media, and that's okay too. You can market your business however you choose, and we'll show you how. Really, to be great at this, you want to check these 3 boxes. You want to use the product personally. You want to get 10 to 20 customers, which I feel very confident that even somebody who isn't going to use social media can find 10 to 20 people that can utilize this product. And if you want to maximize your business, you can duplicate that exact pattern of 10 to 20 customers with partners, and you can make an incredible income doing that. You can also supercharge all of this with social media. Okay. So this essentially is what joining as a partner looks like. It may be for you. It may not be for you. But if there's a part of you that thinks, maybe I would, or I already am naturally talking about this, I love it, I don't mind sharing it, or I already am in the business of helping people, maybe I should just add this onto what I'm already doing. I want you to know that it's a worthwhile leap of faith. I am so glad that I did this. I had started doing some coaching, and I had just gone to life coach school, coach training, and was really excited about that coaching option. And then I realized, wait a minute, how am I going to find people to coach? Well, I've got to find a group of people who are willing to pay for help. And what I found is that because so many people are struggling with their metabolic health, it opened the door for me to help them physically and mentally and emotionally. And that's really something that anybody who joins will get the opportunity to do, is help people on so many different levels. So if you're at all interested, please come follow up with me. You can book a call with me. We can chat about this. There's a little button on my TikTok and on my Instagram page. If you click the link under my name where you can like book a call with me, or feel free to just go to upgrade.unicity.com. If you already currently have a Unicity account, you can log in and you can just simply upgrade to partner, pick out your 10 pack, and then you will hear from me and we will get you started and I will show you exactly what to do to build your business. I have regular trainings, tons of support, and I want to help you be excellent at this. And so if you're not a Feel Great customer and you're still considering getting started, reach out to me and I'll show you exactly how you can join without being a previous customer, because that works too. So thanks so much for, if you've gotten this far, thank you so much for your interest. And I hope that we can partner up and work together. It's the best decision I've ever made.